how to do it.
Yeah, you're going the other way.
It's opposite.
Hello and welcome to OCR Talk. My name is Jason Dupree.
And I'm Anna Landry.
And this is
Liars
episode
cry. Where's your picture, Jason?
My picture.
Yeah.
Do you not see me?
You're not in your little box.
Oh, crap.
Get in your box.
I don't know why it changed on me. That's what happened to you. Oh, it now is resized. Why has it done this to me? That's not fair. Gotta be something.
Live show.
Had it all set, ready to go. Now people get to see me do editing live. And I've messed it up. Okay. Maybe.
Maybe.
In the box. That is not all the way in the box. Goodness gracious.
Now don't get all OCD on us.
That's why we got to have somebody watching this stuff.
Yeah.
Find out.
Yeah.
Did I fix it?
I hope you don't expect me to be producing this weekend because
You. Okay. I think that's good enough. All right. So we are, for those listening on the podcast, we are live right now on YouTube. Hey, if my picture gets weird again, just let me know. I'll jump back over.
I shall.
But we are live on YouTube. Battle OCR is watching us right now. Sid is out there. Sid is creating his course right now for this weekend.
He's having his son build his course right now.
He claims that word is you're coming to the race. But
I might be able to appear out of thin air.
I believe he may be mistaken, but that would be awesome.
That would be pretty awesome if I could make myself appear at the race out of thin air. And then travel all the way back to good old Colorado.
Yep. Well, we're live on YouTube and we're on video. We're actually Skype calling here, and we're going to show a lot of pictures. So if you are listening to the podcast and you want to see what we're describing, because we'll not leave you hanging completely and be like, "Ooh, look at that nice picture. That's cool." We will describe it and try to help you out there. And we're going to show the pictures, so you can always go to YouTube later on and check it out at our YouTube page, OCR Talk, and see the images that we're putting up, because we're going to talk a lot about new obstacles, because they've had some different races putting out some really cool stuff I've seen lately. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about Battle Race this coming weekend. Mm-hmm. But let's see, what else do we have first on the top? Oh, well, I've got new obstacles first on the list, so I guess we'll talk about that.
Well, so in Battle OCRs, one of their obstacles is going to be a sneak peek at a OCR World Champs obstacle in Vermont.
Yes. Sid, since you're watching right now, if there was one of those obstacles, because I'm got the list that I was going to show of obstacles. So if there's something I'm not supposed to show, you let me know right now. But first, actually, before we talk about Battle, I saw that Warrior Dash, Rugged Maniac, rest in peace. Rugged Maniac has put out their new obstacles for the year, and they have some pretty cool looking things. So we're going to start off just by talking about what they've got. So let me pull it up here real quick.
Yeah, I'm totally pumped about this. This will be my first rugged.
When are you going to one?
In August. It's actually just right down the highway from where I live.
Oh, right on.
See you, Jesse. Bye. I was supposed to go last year, but I can't remember what ended up happening. I couldn't make it to the race. But it transferred to this year, so it's going to be in August. So I'm really, really hoping that whenever they announce the date for Tough Mudder, Colorado, it's not the same weekend.
Well, I mean, maybe they'll be close and you just do both.
Yeah, I'll just do both. I'll do like a Sunday fun day Tough Mudder or something.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's check this out. Let's see what Rugged's got for people in store this year.
Launchpad. What is that even?
Launchpad. Launchpad looks like you bounce on a bunch of pads first. I don't know. Which way do you start?
I don't know. You can jump off the top. You can climb up one side and then jump off the top and try and hit one of the targets on the bottom. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so looking at all right, so to describe it, you've got a individual, like, they look like maybe they're bouncy points,
Yeah.
but they're on a flat space, and then there's a slanted wall going up and then going
Like an
down.
A-frame.
But
Mhm.
there's a cover on top of it. So I'm thinking you're not jumping off of that onto the launch pad. So more than likely you're bouncing over those, possibly.
I don't
That's my
know.
guess.
You know what it reminded me of whenever I first saw it? You
What's
remember
that?
those? You remember those things where you get in the Velcro suits and
Yeah.
you trampoline and you get stuck to the wall?
Right. So maybe if you can skip one of those, you'll be faster,
I
possibly.
guess I don't know.
But then it's like, it looks like it's got an inflatable air up part of it where
Yeah.
you're just climbing up and over a slanted wall after bouncing on the launch pads, I guess.
Oh.
So that looks cool. Let's see what else we got. Vertigo.
That just looks like a big A-frame cargo net.
Yeah, it's an A-frame cargo net. So I guess if they didn't have one already, that's cool. They got one
Or
now.
maybe it's like a really big version of what they didn't have.
Possibly. But what is one thing you notice that's different about it?
They have the netting on the side.
They got netting on the side, I guess.
I mean,
I
are
don't know.
people
Are
really
getting
getting like
too
blown
crazy?
off of there?
People getting too crazy, getting too close to the edge of the A-frame, I guess.
I guess so.
Their safety is your safety is their number one priority. Absolutely. Can we get an air horn for that one?
Oh man, I had a bear horn at home.
All right. Now check this out. Spider web under the A-frame.
Yeah.
They've just got, like you typically might see with the bungee cords stretched back and forth.
Yeah.
So they've got how Savage has had where you go under the A-frame. I mean, even Spartan does. And Savage usually has it to where you've got a duck under the framing. Here, they've actually got spiderweb bungee cords under there. So they've really taken that part.
Like attached to the trusses underneath.
Yeah, so they've taken that part and made it, I'd say, different than anybody else has done so far.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That's kind of cool.
Unique. They're doing something.
Something different.
I've got a couple more. This one interests me.
Rinse and
repeat.
Okay.
Rinse and repeat. It kind of like it makes me think of Block Ness Monster a little bit.
That's what I was about to say as well. It reminds me of Block Ness.
Yeah, but then they've got a couple of logs in the water that you got to go under in between.
Flotation logs or something. You go under and then over the.
I can't tell if you go over
the bar. And then
so maybe you stand on the log to help get over the.
I don't know. I think you go under the bar or over the bar. I don't know.
Yeah.
Over, under.
I feel like they had explanations on their. Shoot, I don't remember if they did, but I should have done my due diligence. I'm sorry, audience. It's my fault. All right, well, they got one more. This one, keep this one in mind because it's called Hang Loose. It looks like maybe netting or cargo netting that's just hanging, and you probably go across it horizontally.
Yeah.
Which we've seen similar before. It'll probably be loose since it's called Hang Loose, and
almost like floating walls.
Right, floating walls with cargo netting. Right. Okay. So good job, Rugged Maniac. Just bringing out some different stuff. I mean, they've already got some pretty big inflatable obstacles, so
yeah,
I can understand if they didn't go too crazy with that stuff this year.
Yeah.
But they've got some neat obstacles, that's for sure. I
wonder if Barzan is still going to be a thing.
Tell me about Barzan.
It was like horizontal bars that kind of swung.
Oh,
like their rig, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And it was like the bars were at different angles as you went across, so you would have to transition, I think. It looked like one of their more challenging obstacles. So I was just wondering.
Right. Yeah. Check this out though. This is a map for Strong Viking, which is one of the races I'm wanting to say overseas. I don't think it's Canada. I think it's overseas. But anyway, I saw this and wanted to bring it up because I thought it was cool. Just their map in general, just kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
Like, while it's not an exact replication of the map like you see with Spartan, where it's like the race course overlaid on top of a Google Maps, this is kind of more a.
It looks like an amusement park.
It does.
It looks like a Six Flags map.
And they've also got some images on the map that show some of their newer obstacles. So I just thought it was a cool race map. It's different. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Graphically wise, it's nice looking.
They've got a lot of obstacles. Oh my gosh.
And they've got, what is it? They've got
I can't see what the different colors are.
4K. So it's beginner for 4K.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's a 4K race. Lightning 7K, a Warrior, which is a 13K, and a Beast, which is a 19K. So it doesn't show like overlapping obstacles on each one. So I take it just, if you're doing the Beast, you're doing all those obstacles.
Like all the ones before.
Yeah, pretty
like
interesting.
Green plus white plus yellow plus red.
Yeah.
That's a lot of obstacles.
So 4 different distances available in one race. That's pretty crazy.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, at the bottom you see there's an option for iron. I don't know what that means.
What is that?
We have not looked into Strong Viking enough.
Is that their multi-lap?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
19K course multi-lap. That would be pretty intense.
Or like how Bone Frog does it, like their multi-lap. You do 1 lap of the longer course and then multiple laps, as many laps as you can of the, what is it, the sprint course or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I've not done it, but.
Yeah, I looked into it. Every year I look into Bone Frog and I want to sign up for one of their events, but I just like the schedule just never lines up.
Well, I feel like I would get sad not doing the other obstacles on the longer part of the course.
Right.
All right, let me take this one off the screen here. So that was cool. Oh, now I just saw this today. Toughest that has Toughest Elite, the one that John Albin has.
Sweden. Yeah,
the one that John Albin has destroyed, year after year. I don't know if he actually ran it this last year, but they've had some of the best live footage of any race we've seen. They started doing it, I thought, before anybody else, and then kind of stopped doing it, which kind of made me sad.
That's interesting. I wonder what happened. I wonder what changed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't heard anything from John Albin this year, especially with
somebody
all the changes that Spartan was making. I know there was that whole thing with him at the World Championships last year?
Right.
So,
Somebody said that his Instagram story had him, like, I guess half naked running and jumping in water while in a workout or something. So if you want to see John Albin with little clothes on, go check out his Instagram page, because that's where all the action is. Oh, man. Well, no. So I saw, maybe it was just on Facebook, I saw renderings of some new obstacles that they have, and was kind of blown away by how many new obstacles they have this year. So
like almost a whole new course of obstacles, or is it just a smaller?
Well, it's several. Instead of you usually get like 4 or so from different companies. Rugged's got maybe 5 or 6, but
yeah,
it's more than that. So I apologize to anybody if this is boring sounding, listening to us describe obstacles so you can imagine it in your head. If that's the case, go watch the live stream version of it and you can actually see them. But I did warn you. It was in the title of the episode, so stop complaining. All right, here we go.
Do you have the comments open?
All right, so check this out. I for one actually really enjoyed the layout of their website this year. They really seem like they've made some changes to it. It's very functional and pretty and just nice layout. And then these images for their obstacles had a nice, like, you just click on a little arrow and it takes you to the next one. And they show all the obstacles. For the ones that are new, it looks like this, where you see a rendering of it. And for the existing obstacles, it's a picture of people actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, and
that looks interesting. A cod
yeah.
ladder.
So one of the things that they changed this year, I know last year, and I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure that those carrying over to this year, they used to have it toughest in Europe. So this is not toughest Tough Mudder. Toughest in Europe. They used to have it to where you had multiple lanes. So you had a fast lane and a regular lane. And if you did the regular lane, then you had to, like, if you're doing a regular lane on rings, you would go right after the obstacle, you would go under a low crawl, or maybe like do an over under through, something like that. Something to slow you down that you would bypass if you did the fast lane. Now, the fast lane might just be like rings that are further apart, or nunchucks, or something a little harder. And I think if you failed the fast lane, you didn't get a chance to do to try again. You had to take the penalty loop. So, and if you tried maybe the regular lane, you could try multiple times possibly, or you could take the penalty loop if you couldn't get it. So you'd do a run, and then you would still have to do the low crawl or whatever was after. So they had a lot of options to say, and they changed it to where they I think they got rid of the penalty loops. And obviously, listeners that know this for sure, feel free to correct us. But I think they got rid of the penalty loops and had it to where it's only fast lane and regular lane. And I think if you failed the regular lane, you had I forgot how they. I'm so sorry. Something happens that makes the fast lane still, like worth it to
attempt.
You get, like, you still bypass everything if you get it, but you can't try it multiple times. I don't remember exactly what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Like, now regular lane you can try multiple times. I don't know. But anyway, so no more penalty loop. Now you've got obstacles like this one being called cod ladder,
challenging,
instead of salmon ladder.
Which that's what it looks like.
Yeah, so the regular lane would be going up an inverted ladder, kind of. So kind of think Bender for Spartan Race. And the fast lane would be the salmon ladder. Okay. Normal, cool looking. All right. One thing I like here is how they have the completion rate. They actually have 69% on there.
That's crazy.
And
completion
I wonder if they chose
rate of which side, though?
I wonder if, what's that?
I said completion rate on which side?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I doubt, well, I don't know. 69% completion rate on the salmon ladder. Depends on how many rungs they require you to go up.
Right.
Or if they require you to go all the way up. All 5 rungs.
Yeah.
Now, the Bender looking side, yeah.
Right, that looks pretty easy.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder if they chose 69% because it's called cod ladder. I mean, I know cod ladder is a play off a salmon ladder, but it's also, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one. They got a few of them here, so this might get boring. All right, check this one out. Baboon. What does that one look like?
That one looks like oh crap.
Come on, you got it.
That one looks like
You make Adrian so sad.
I know. But his Force 5 rig. His Force 5
But what? Yep. Come on.
Don't make me curse on this podcast, Jason.
So it's another type of orangutan, another type of monkey. I guess an orangutan is another type of monkey. Yeah. This is baboon, and that OCR WC and NORAM they call it.
But are those fixed?
No.
Versus
like
swinging?
Right. Well, they're swinging, so you can see it's on chains, and they're
Yeah.
little hooks with removable pegs in the
Right.
hook,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
In the holes.
called.
I don't know. My mind just went completely blank. It's just like I have
Gib-
dementia brain.
Gibbons.
Gibbons. Oh yes. I knew it was some kind of monkey.
All right, so yeah, it's and it says completion rate is 78%. How is that higher than the inverted ladder? I don't know.
People have gotten better at the Gibbons though. People have gotten
Yeah,
yeah.
but still. All right, so that's kind of funny how they play
Now
off of that.
how wide are the pegs? Because remember
Yeah,
whenever the video of whenever I took it at the grit games for the pros,
yeah.
they made those pegs super tiny for the guys.
Oh. Yeah, it makes me wonder if they're using Force 5 or if they've got their own or what are they doing there. All right. Next up is Wormhole.
That looks weird. Wait, I don't understand. They have
All right, so you got two platforms that are all set, like one's lower and then one's higher next
it
to it.
looks like a stair step.
You go up on the lower platform into a hole, and then you go underneath it to get out of the taller platform through a hole there.
Through another hole on the taller.
So you go through a wormhole to travel through space and time, and then you come out in the future.
But do you see why it's confusing for me though? Because it has two arrows that are going towards each other. So I'm like, wait, what? Where do you go in? Do you go under and then come? I don't understand that.
Start off the platform and then go from there.
And why does that not have 100% completion rate?
I don't know. I guess it's hard to get up that ladder.
Is it
Maybe some
hard
people
to get
just get
up out of that taller hole?
claustrophobic, so they just give up on
Freak
it.
out?
I don't know, but
that should have a 99.9% completion rate.
Well, I mean, you have to factor in the chance of going faster than light speed or close to light speed or whatever.
Getting caught in another dimension somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I mean, if you go through a wormhole, you never know where you're going to come out. So you might come out at the beginning of the course or as a cucumber. I don't know.
As a cucumber.
As a pickle.
As Outlander. I don't know.
All right, this next one, not anything crazy. Climbing wall. So it's just
that looks fun.
A wall with holes to climb up, and then a net to get down on the backside. That one, I'm surprised that the completion rate isn't higher, 87%.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt. Like, I remember a race that had something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Blanking on what race it was, but some of the grips, like climbing grips, were kind of small. Like think Savage Race. What's the one? Kiss My Walls.
Maybe. Yeah, something like that.
The slanted wall traverse. Right. Their rock climbing holds on that are pretty small, pretty tight.
They're not like the standard cupped rock climbing holds.
Since I've been climbing so much, I should be. I mean, not that I had a problem with it before.
Yeah, you should be set. You're gonna do coverage for an OCR talk and OCR report, and you're gonna win the pro.
All because of all the rock climbing. The wormhole and pass through the to the end of the course. Check this one out. It's a farmer's carry.
Oh wait, what?
Farmer's carry, but the carries kind of think like a jerry can, but it's longer tube. So it's a tube full of water so that it sloshes around and,
Yeah, I could see how that would be.
Completion rate 99%. Why not just put 100? I mean, I guess some people will give up. I don't
know. Some people drop their tube and all the water comes out. I don't know. Is that a fail?
Makes me wonder how heavy they are, though. I don't know that.
But the amount of water in there, I could see how that would be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a slosh pipe, but
Right.
with handles on the middle.
Yeah.
So interesting for sure. This one.
Stairway down.
So this one you can see the easy lane and the fast lane.
Yeah, clearly.
Stairway to Hell. One is looks like a decline monkey bar to an incline, but
Like
very
a sawtooth.
slight. Probably, well, not even that. Just a simple, just down a little bit and up a little bit. So probably not too hard there. Whereas the fast lane goes way up, way down, and then way back up. Now and then back down again. So
Yeah.
that's like sawtooth, but like an extreme version of it. And it honestly looks like it could go really close to the ground to where you might have to like do a
Pick up your feet.
Yeah, pick up your feet, pick up your feet, or do a kind of crawl underneath where you got to hang and put your feet on it a little bit. And actually, coming around to Battle OCR, god dang it, we'll talk about how one of their obstacles is like that, where you've got to go. It's a slanted cargo net, and you got to go under it, and it's really close to the ground, so you got to keep your feet up. Anna, do you have any problem keeping your feet up on low obstacles?
No, I don't. If you've seen the ad for the race.
Yep. Yeah, seen Anna on the Battle OCR race event. The event page on Facebook. She's
one
friend.
of them.
This one, I can't quite tell what's happening here.
So cargo net up on one side, A-frame.
Well, the cargo net looks like you're going down. It's called floating brick, and it just shows some,
I don't know, planks,
boards.
Yeah. Suspended with spaces in between them, different lanes.
That's kind of what it looks like suspended boards with some gaps in between, so you can grab that, maybe grab the sides.
Yeah, and there's different lanes, and then there's the cargo net going down the other side.
Yeah, but the word bricks makes me like, are they made of masonry or concrete?
They could be gymnastics.
Why is it bricks? Do they call those bricks?
I don't know. I've never done gymnastics.
So it makes me wonder if they're flexible too. So like if it is a pad like that, then it might be kind of tricky to, shimmy your way up there. 71% completion rate sounds tougher than those other ones.
Sounds a little more difficult than it looks.
I put this one in here before just because I've never seen it, and it looks like it's not a new one, but I like the way they do this one.
Wait, what's going on here?
It's a sled push, but it's on a track, like on rails almost.
Wait, okay.
Well, think about.
So the picture was small, and the guy in the background looked like he was like head first in the other guy's cart.
Oh, yeah. So you put a competitor in your cart, push them from behind. They, okay. So think about what people have always said about CrossFit on the sled push, that it's never equal depending on where your sled is and where the sun is.
Right.
Because the sled I think it's, if the sun has come out and dried up the grass, then the sled is harder to push because it doesn't slide.
Right, or heating up the rails and warping the rails for whatever reason.
Yeah, so this one seems like it might take care of that problem. So you've literally got a iron track to push the sled down.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool. Power push. 95% completion rate.
Yeah, I'm looking at these pictures on my phone, guys. So like, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so things are not always as they seem.
Anybody? Nope, nobody's complaining about
about my terrible eyes.
Yeah. All right. Keep going. We got more. This is not the last of their new obstacles, which is crazy. Web
What
rig.
is that?
It's kind of hard to tell what's happening here.
Yeah,
It,
because
it's
there's
like
just like different lanes of floating walls.
right, but just like it's like we had in Rugged Maniac,
Hmm.
hanging netting,
Yeah,
cargo netting.
but
But
then at
then
the end of one of the lanes is a ring, just a
a random
random
ring by.
ring, just like kind of hanging there. That's where the
Are you
wormhole
supposed to
goes.
go? I can't tell. Like, are you supposed to go sideways, or are you supposed to go through the netting, like down under the netting, possibly? It's kind of tricky to tell by the image. So, but it's got a lower completion rate, 64%. So it might be tough.
This
take
seems
it.
like more difficult than it looks.
Well, it kind of makes me think of
Like, I need an
the
explanation on this one.
right. It kind of makes me think of the Kempson obstacle at NORAM. So maybe
Right.
like, they had their netting that was hanging down, but it was only like halfway. It wasn't all the way to the ground. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with that one.
Interesting.
Yeah. This one, I don't think I've seen. Now I've seen something similar at a obstacle race, but not this exact thing. It's called Heavy Balls, and I forgot to take off the image there. Heavy Balls, and you pick up like an atlas looking deal and put it on a pedestal, which is like a strong guy competition type.
Yeah.
And that's it. Maybe depending on what wave you're in, or male female, depends on what size ball you pick up. I don't know.
Or whoever's fastest gets there first and gets the lighter ball.
That would be funny. Yeah, I thought I uploaded my images here, but I did it kind of wrong. I didn't do the ones that I wanted. That's okay. Let's see. There's one. I think we got a couple more. Nope, did that one. Hang on, I done messed up what I was looking at. That might have been it.
This is all riveting audio for our
that's
podcast
not it.
listeners.
It's not it. There's more. Told you it was a lot, and it was going to be boring. Here we go. Grip rig.
Hey, that looks fun.
The grip rig is just a rig with a bunch of random stuff on it. So you might have rings, you might have bars, vertical bars, loose ropes, and then there's a fast lane with a bunch of question marks. Now,
so surprise.
If it was actual question marks to grab, that would be awesome. But probably just random stuff. You never know what's going to be.
It's probably just random holds.
Yeah, and probably less of them. They'll probably be farther apart.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Please put a question mark out there. Toughest race.
Force fives on it.
This one, it looks like Rugged Maniac obstacle in a way, like loose trapeze bars. Sid had some trapeze bars mixed in with his monkey bars at NORAM.
Yeah.
And so this is like that, but all trapeze bars.
Interesting.
I guess. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Swing monkey is what it's called there.
There's really no distinction either between the fast lane and the regular lane.
Yeah, and it may not have one.
Could just be all the same.
Yeah. And more swinging gorilla bars. You got baboon.
That was like the
monkey bar. Wait, what was that one? Last one called?
Gibbons. Gibbons.
No, not the one we just looked at.
Oh, baboon.
No.
Swinging monkey.
Swinging monkey.
Many monkeys.
Baboon, swinging monkey, and gorilla bars, which it looks like probably like cave-in ladder, maybe like a loose monkey bar.
Yeah. So whenever Spartan had those at the Tahoe World Championship, ape hanger.
Yeah.
Those were deceptively hard. Like you think, like it's just like doing monkey bars across a caving ladder. No, not really.
the looseness of it can really throw you off.
Super loose. Like, do you remember at Battle OCR last year, whenever they had the caving ladders that you had to climb up? They just had like so much swing to them.
Yeah. Yeah. NORAM has always tied them down at the bottom so they don't swing
Yeah.
out too much.
Yeah.
So they're a little loose. I think, okay, I think that's all of them. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 new obstacles. That's pretty crazy.
Dang.
I
That
mean,
is. How
they're
many
not,
usually on average do they have?
yeah, they're not anything crazy, but that's a lot of new obstacles for a single race year. Now check this out. I thought it was cool on their website. They've got when you look at the obstacles, underneath the obstacles, they got a list of all of their obstacles,
That's crazy.
which is like, I don't know, 40 or something. And then each one shows a rating. And if it has a fast lane or not. And there's something to specify. There's a little icon that looks like a lightning bolt, and it's either filled in or not. So I'm not sure what that means exactly. But then there's a spot that shows key skills. So it's like speed, strength, grip, monkey, karate kick. I don't know.
Karate kick. Agility.
Kung fu power.
Kung fu power.
And Superman and superpowers.
Superpowers.
So you might have to have superpowers to. No, I think that's like jumping. Like Dragon's Back has that one. That's funny.
That's wormhole.
And then it shows the completion rate. So it shows high and low percentages for those.
Yeah.
So
that's
yeah, we'll let that go. All right. So like Baboon has Baboon, right. Then it has Baboon to go. So what does that mean? So maybe
what's Baboon to go?
Well, maybe regular Baboon, I don't know.
Fast Baboon?
But it shows a way lower completion rate.
Is that
that's what it is. So regular Baboon is is without the fast lane, regular lane, but it has a fast lane.
I gotcha.
Baboon to go is the fast lane of Baboon.
Gotcha.
I don't know what the difference are.
Gotcha.
But Monkey Bar and Flying Monkey has a fast lane, and then I don't have any more listed out here, but you can actually scroll down all the way through on the website and see all of their obstacles in that fashion. So I love the fact that they have the rating and the key skills and the completion rate. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So let me take that off of there. Pretty neat stuff. Now,
pretty cool stuff.
Are we done talking about obstacles?
I don't know. No. Do you have any that pop up? Any more new ones that are popping up?
Let's talk about battle obstacles real quick. I don't have a ton to say there because I don't have like a whole SID. We don't have 3D renderings of your obstacles. Come on, let's get on that. But what I do want to show... It's
going to be your next project, Jason.
It's something we've already talked about and I've started on. We just never got the time to... We never made the time to do it because we actually we're gonna do it, and we'll probably still do it at some point.
Yes.
So let's check out the battle race. Oh, God dang it!
Battle OCR.
Put money in a jar every time I say that.
So by the way, guys, you can go to Battle OCR's Facebook page and watch the live videos of people demonstrating the obstacles. But we are also going to talk about it.
Show the map. You see that?
Yep.
Okay. So the map came out this week. Looks like a pretty cool race. They've got So it's at this fitness festival thing, and they've got several obstacles by the festival area. So it's kind of one of those things where the course comes back to that space multiple times. Like looking at the start, and not counting the start and the finish, it looks like you come back to 3, 4-ish times to that spot.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So there's a cluster of obstacles along those 4 and 5 spots that you come back. So it's not just 4 and 5 obstacles right there. There's like 7 or 8 or maybe even 10 or so.
Yeah. That's always fun for the spectators.
Yeah, so it makes it very easy for the spectators that don't want to go hike out on course.
Yeah.
but then you see, looking at the map, you can see that it actually is going to take the racers around a couple of ponds, lakes, maybe. I don't know what the size of them are. But going around those, so there'd be a little bit of trek through some woods around the backside of those.
Probably even through the water at some point, I'm sure.
Yes. Now, before we talk about water, looking at the obstacle list, as people who are familiar with Battle OCR may know, the obstacle list, the obstacle names don't sound like anything that you would recognize. Like it's not Flying Monkey Bar or, things like that. Instead, it's hashtag something that is positive and uplifting, like thrive or rise or triumph, limitless, all this like just really positive vibe stuff. So cool doesn't really tell you what the obstacles do. But what Sid has done this year, pretty cool, is put out an image along with the map that explains all the obstacles. So not only do you have the map that shows the obstacles, but then you've also got this list, and here it comes. And for those that also know, Sid's obstacles, not all of them are just a single obstacle. There's several that are more than one obstacle at a time, in a row, in a bunch. So they really can tax you and be pretty challenging.
Yeah.
So looking at this list here, it actually explains out what each obstacle is.
Yeah.
So for example, unstoppable by itself is kind of like over, under, through, but then there's more to it. There's over, under, over, under, through. So like there's a whole bunch of things.
Yeah. That's
then,
always something really cool that Sid's always done, though, is like compounded a bunch of little obstacles that you would see at different races and just like married them all into one obstacle.
Yeah, and I like that. I very much enjoy that because it's challenging and unique, and I found it to be pretty fun. Like for example, Triumph is Dragon's Back, but not just Dragon's Back is the old obstacle from Toughest, but it's not just Dragon's Back. It's like Dragon's Back with something after, and in this case, it's from what we've seen. Also, I think they showed it. Dragon's Back, a cargo net, and a rope climb.
Yeah, it's the cargo net. It's Dragon's Back into the cargo net. I think that you have to go under.
I think so, or either under or over, one or the other.
Something like that, yeah.
At NORAM, it was under.
Yeah.
So it can get pretty tricky.
Yeah. Valkyrie is going to be tricky. That one's going to be a fun one, though. I'm kind of jealous I don't get to play on that one.
Yeah, and Valkyrie, for those that know it from NORAM and OCR Worlds, it's rings, but it's a stairway to heaven with rings. So it's a vertical, ascending rings, go across, and then descending rings. Pretty tough, pretty tricky. A lot of people have a hard time with it. For the elites, it's a really cool obstacle to see how people get through it because, they fly through it like anything else, but it's there's a lot of different techniques that you can use on this thing.
Yeah.
Now, this
gonna be under it though.
This one says Unshakable, Valkyrie, OCR, WC obstacles. So what's happening there? Is it just Valkyrie? Is there more to it?
The whole obstacle?
Because it just says rings. So what is Unshakable? I don't know.
The name of the obstacle?
Well, it says Unshakable / Valkyrie. So what's happening there? Sid, where you at?
Sid, we need answers. He's too busy building his course.
Yeah, he's busy building it. So yeah, get out there and see Stairway to Heaven 2.0 is one of the obstacles he's been working on. I hope that's not a secret. But he actually posted pictures. Maybe he sent that just to me. I don't know. I won't say what it is, but Stairway to Heaven, like a new version that I think that one's going to be at
OCR Worlds.
WC,
yeah, I think so. I want to say I saw a little teaser of it on OCR WC's Facebook page.
Okay.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like it was like a little teaser.
All I'll say is that they've made it to where it's something that is modifiable and easier to pack up and take around to another race.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. Looking forward to that one.
What is really cool is think about this: is that there's 21 obstacles listed there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a 5K course,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of these obstacles are like multiple obstacles in one.
Yeah. So,
So
Jacksonville, Florida, Spartan race, they were talking about how it was a 3K or a 5K, and
yeah,
it only had 20 Spartan obstacles, and it
right,
still, like really changed the dynamic of how people
right.
race.
Mm-hmm.
This one, yeah, 21
Yeah,
obstacles is probably more like 30 plus.
yeah.
Pretty rad.
It'll be
Sid,
interesting to see what is going to
Sid says he's
happen with
listening.
with the penalties, if any, for especially
Yes,
the people that are doing Warzone, the multi laps. Which shout out Mark is
some
going to be
people have
out there
concerns.
grinding it out. um. So yeah, you're going to catch Mark doing some laps. You're going to do a repeat of your "Where's Mark" Instagram stories.
Oh, speaking of which, I do plan. So I'm going to be out there this weekend, and I've got my live streaming stuff. I'm going to do a one-man show, which is going to be tough, but I've got the whole live streaming set up, ready to do this. So as long as
Cool.
cell signal is halfway decent, then I can make this happen. So
Sweet.
be on the watch out on Saturday morning. I'm sure the race at least probably kick off at like 7 or 8, somewhere around there, and I'll be filming the elites, and then I'm hoping to have like a camera I can set up and leave like on an obstacle, and then even just to walk around the course and give like stuff that I may not catch during the elite race,
Yeah,
and show stuff off. So
it's going
that's
to
going
be
to
an
be
interesting
fun.
race.
Tune in right here, back on the OCR Talk
Right here.
YouTube
Wait, or is it up?
page.
Where? I don't know.
Up here.
I don't know.
Where's the link
I
at?
don't
Where's
know
it going to
I
be?
don't know.
I'm
Who
not going
knows?
to put a link on there. That's stupid. We're hiding behind the image of the obstacles still. We're not pointing at anything. What are we
What do I
doing?
do with my hands?
Like this.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I want to thank everybody for watching me on this live cast. What do I do with my hands? I don't know. Anyway.
Don't forget to thank baby Jesus.
What did I say on the if you don't like mud gear? Another Ricky Bobby joke. Speaking of April Fools, I think we might be in the works for this year.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll be as funny as last year. It probably won't. Don't get your hopes up. It's gonna be dumb.
It'll be Sans Enya, sadly.
It'll be dumb. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Stop
big
getting your
deal.
hopes up so that you don't get your hopes let down. Okay? It's nothing. Well, I think
I gotta hop off.
Oh crap, you do?
In a couple minutes, yeah.
Oh, a couple minutes.
Yep.
We can't wrap all this up. We'll have to take things over to another episode. Oh no. That's all right. All right. Well, last bit of info. We'll leave some of this other stuff for later. Before you go, I will throw up a image of a couple of obstacles over at Sid's race. So this is what you can expect out there this weekend.
I'm excited for people who are going to be out there just because I'm missing it.
Yeah, I know.
So sad.
Slip wall coming out of the water. So you're going into the water. Be prepared for that. But the weather looks like it's going to be nice. Like, 70s is going to be the high. So that'll be nice.
It'll be nice.
Slip wall coming out of the water. And this new little guy that got posted today, kind of like Olympus, but no holes, just grabbing onto the top of the boards. And as you cross the boards, there's 2 boards, and then 2 pieces of 8-foot plywood, and then a bar in between, and then 2 more. How do you across the pipe, just
Like
maybe however
like a
you can
traverse pipe. Yeah.
traverse it. I mean, it doesn't look
Traverse
like
it,
you're going to be.
balance it.
It doesn't look like you're going to be, balancing across it. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So maybe just like hang underneath it and traverse.
Yeah.
It's going to be tricky, but that's a long way to traverse. Holding back.
It's like a
It's not terrible.
8, maybe
It's a long
10
ways.
foot.
Alan Wells just commented and said, "This looks fun. That slip wall could be difficult when soaked." Why are you
Definitely.
giving Sid ideas on crazy crap he can do to it? Because he.
That's one thing y'all are gonna learn. Don't give Sid any bright ideas.
That turkey will take them and make something wacko. All right, I think that covers it for the battle stuff that I've got. So we can save. We do have some topics that I did want to talk about. You still got a couple more minutes?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll save some of this other good stuff that I think is going to be really interesting to talk about. Last thing I want to talk about, since we've been looking at all these obstacle images, and we mentioned doing 3D models for SID stuff. And one thing I've been wondering is, like, why don't we see some legit 3D models from these different race companies? We always see these like cartoony looking, like somebody's working in SketchUp is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And look, if you're listening to this and you are part of building a obstacle course race, if you get a legit 3D model, not only are you going to have a prettier picture that it helps explain the obstacle better, you could have a 3D rotating version of it, but even better is you're going to have a bill of materials, a legit bill of materials of all of the hardware and everything that goes into that obstacle, so that you can give those, and drawings, and manufacturing or fabrication drawings that you can give to the people out on the course that's building this stuff. And if you want to go crazy with it, you can have them on a tablet so they can just look at that and rotate the model if they need to, and zoom in and explode things and make it look they can build it without having to ask questions and knowing what they're anyway. So at some point
on his rant to improve OCR for everyone.
Yes. My job is I work for an Autodesk reseller. So I work with CAD software, and it's about time that obstacle course racing comes into the daggone future of CAD modeling and works with something that's going to give them more than just a slightly decent picture for your internet, for your web page. You need something that will blow people away and could even be photorealistic, and at the same time you're getting fabrication drawings, bill of materials, quantifiable bill of materials with cost associated, all that good stuff, so that you can just blow your competition away. And that's how whoever listens to this podcast is going to beat Spartan. So if you're listening, you're the winner, because I promise you Joe DeSena is not listening right now, and you're going to beat them out. Spartan's going to go down.
And he's going to come after you, and he's going to make you do a whole bunch of burpees with his kettlebell.
So yeah, that's my CAD rant on obstacle racing. Get on it.
Hey man, we're just glad Tough Mudder's back.
Tough Mudder is back. That is super exciting. I am pretty pumped about that.
Pretty pumped
Looks like
about
there's
it.
Going to be obstacle races as early as May.
Yep.
Really cool. Really cool.
Early as May, and that means my plan is back on track for this year.
Nice. Yeah. World's toughest, just excited as always.
Yep.
What about, you're not going to Chicago, are you?
No, really the only one I might be able to go to before WTM will be if they have Colorado in August. Because I'm really trying not to travel as much this year.
You won't be doing the toughest, and you're not going to get contender status.
I know. Well, I'm gonna write a a plea letter to Kyle.
I couldn't get my contender status because y'all had to cancel the races at the beginning of the year.
with Carlo's picture in it, maybe as bribery.
Oh my! Whatever you do, don't send Kyle unsolicited gifts.
All right, I'm gonna jump off on that note.
All right, that's awesome. That's a good place to stop.
But Jason
Thanks
Dupree
for
likes
listening.
unsolicited gifts.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on YouTube, I guess, if you want. Bye.
Bye.